Today I'm going to paint the base for my Troglodon. I've got some colors already mixed up. Right? The colors are MSP Bones Master Series paints, Oceanic Blue, and Turf Green mixed together, about 50-50. And I'm just going to coat the whole water area with that color, and I've watered it down slightly. I'm just going to go in and paint everything. You can leave the paint not mixed perfectly well together because it'll make contrast and different color shadings on the final model, and that way it'll make the water look more realistic and kind of deep. Contrast Talisar Blue, I'll come back later, and I'm going to dab that on to make some areas look deeper. If you're not sure what colors you want to use, I do recommend making test pieces before you start. It does seem to help. And I'm going to dry brush it later when all the colors are on. Just light white on the tops of the waves so they look like they're splashing. Okay, this color is turning a little more green than I want, so I'm going to add a little more blue. Let's see if that gets us through the night. I'm going to paint the Troglodon using contrast paints, so I want to keep him as clean as I can. Just want to get the ocean right now. When we get towards the end, just kind of splotch a little bit of the final paint you got left. Add some texture, not texture, but add some visual differences in the color. And that's all going to imply depth to the water once it's dry. So far, I like how that's coming out. So the next step here is to take some of this contrast Talisar Blue and dab that on to make some parts of the base look darker than the rest, and that'll add depth to the water. Mentioned this in another video, but contrast Talisar Blue needs a lot of mixing. Shake your booty. I'm just going to dab some on here and there, and since it's contrast, it will let the colors below also kind of shine through. You can add some water to it and water it down. That also works. I'm really not worried if there's a little bit of white left over. When you go to the beach, you go to the water, there's usually little air bubbles, there's, reflections, there's white caps on the waves where they crack a little bit. Don't worry if there's a little bit of white, just make it look more real. The only thing you don't want is probably some big gobs of any one color, like, oh, there's a piece of blue. You don't probably want that. And that's how we're going to do the water. It's really simple. And once you get the glue on, it's going to look really nice. We're going to get some white, rough water here. So it looks like he's really stirring up the water. I'm just taking a makeup brush. This one's for cheeks or something, maybe nose. I'm just highlighting with a pure white. I've highlighted all the waves with the white paint. Now it's time to put on some watered down glue. This is PVA glue and water, very much like what I did for the toilet paper. You just want to coat the whole thing. It's watery, so it will self-level. Just want to make sure you get the whole thing covered. This will end up taking several coats because we want to build up a bit of a thickness with the glue. Again, before you do this project or a water project like this, test your glue. Make sure that it dries transparent. You don't want it to dry kind of foggy or opaque. I'm really happy with the way that the water on the Troglodon base has come out. This is a really simple process. It's just water and PVA glue mixed 50-50 and toilet paper applied to the base. Repeat that process 3 times. Dabble on some colors that you like, dry brush it, and once that's all dry, add another couple coats of clear PVA glue. That'll give you a nice luster to the water. Anyone can do this.
It's a really simple project. If you've ever wanted to try water on any of your bases, I highly recommend trying it. Maybe do a test piece first, but give it a shot. I think you'll find it simple and rewarding. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all your kind comments and support. Stay safe, keep enjoying the hobby, and I'll see you next time. Please, if you have any comments, put them down below in the comments section. I love reading them. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. I'll be painting the Troglodon soon, so stay tuned for that video. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell button too, so that you don't miss out.